Dean, what did you say to him at quarter time?
I think, firstly, the ability to do the team things and team first acts. One thing we wanted to make sure that we did is, no matter who we play, where we play, how do we help each other out as often as we possibly can? And we went away from that. And to West Coast credit, though, their pressure, they ramped it right up. We, at times, over-handballed, didn't play a really predictable game when the heat come on. And to their credit, certainly in the second half, played the way we wanted to play.
You're proud of, I guess, the players' ability to respond like they did?
Yeah, I am. I think over the whole year I've been really proud of the way post the Adelaide game the players have responded and challenged against some good teams, some really strong performances, but that doesn't shy away from the start of the season we had. And that was probably the first quarter and a bit this game before we could get the way we wanted to get it going, and then, to their credit, they responded really well.
You said during the week on ABC, I think it was, that you were watching the Adelaide tape from a few weeks ago rather than the Bulldogs one last week, and they replicated that in that first quarter and a half. Were you a bit disappointed that you weren't as well prepared as a team out there for that?
Yeah, I was. And I think to West Coast credit, they've been one of the top pressure teams the last couple of weeks. They've over 70 tackles in each of those games, and I think from there, that's where the game starts. You know, the intensity around the contest, we didn't handle and we didn't apply ourselves. So their handball changed, they got open side, they went length of ground way too many times on us. So we had to respond to that.
How buoyed were you by Jack Buller's performance today, career high 3 goals?
Yeah, and the great thing about Jack is the way when he first got to the football club, playing VFL from playing waffle, he adjusted really quickly, and then he had back problems and missed a whole season. So this year was always about growth and how quickly he can get that back. To his credit, he played some really consistent football at VFL, and at AFL he's been really solid and got the rewards tonight because he spends a lot of time on his craft. He spends a lot of time with Amon Buchanan going through how he should play in that forward line, and he's still learning.
There's a lot of talk about that you need to add a forward to the mix, but you've got McDonald and Marty on the sideline, and then hopefully Jack gets another deal and keeps going. Do you feel like you've got enough there for next year?
Oh, we've got some talent on our list. I know that, but our role from now is to make sure that we try and get as much as we possibly can on our list. Specifically for areas or players, now we get the chance to really try and dive into that. But we need to make sure that we're continually improving because we're not playing next weekend or in 2 weeks' time. We're not playing, so we need to improve.
Second half was very different to the first half. Are you a believer that you carried momentum into off-season?
I think the way the playing group responded in the second half of the season gives us momentum into a good break. I think also it gives the players belief that what we are trying to do can stand up and work. Now it's about getting back to work. So to have your break, no problem. But there'll be some high expectations when they come back, and all of us need to improve.
We saw tonight how important Goulden, Mills, Papley, Heaney are. Those first three I mentioned you didn't have.
Yeah.
But how much of the analysis is we didn't have them for the first half of the season and we went 4-8?
Yeah, I try and look at probably the way we play a little bit more than over personnel. Personnel certainly help. You want as many of your best players out there as often as you can. And that was sort of the juggling act at the start of the year. Are we playing the right way? Is it personnel? Does it help with these players back? And because they're such strong figures in our playing group, like they're our leaders, they really steady the ship, they drive everything they have to do. And the young kids that were in got experience by doing it. But it's good to have those ones back.
Each group takes it differently, not playing finals. Your group at the moment, what sort of emotions are they feeling right now, and what do you sense from them?
Yeah, they're disappointed. And I think every year we set out to play finals. And we fell short this year. So we need to make sure that we address the areas we all get to work individually and collectively when we're back, that we have to improve. Everyone has to. And yeah, it is a great way to finish tonight and the season, but overall, we're disappointed with where we sit.
If you had have made the finals, given your form in the second half of the season, what sort of damage do you think you could have caused?
I'm not sure. I haven't looked too far into that. I think what we showed in the back half that we can match some pretty good teams and beat some good teams. So the players will take confidence in that, but also we've got to adjust and tweak the way we play so we can be a really strong, consistent football team.
Dean, do you look at it as a missed opportunity this year? I mean, you've shown you can beat the best. You've shown you can beat teams that are sitting up the top, but you're not there. Or do you look at it as we are good enough and that's something for next year?
I probably sit in both camps a little bit. I think what we set out to do, the first half we didn't perform at a level we had to. So we had to chase. And yeah, we show the brand that we can play for periods is good enough. We just got to do it more consistently.
Would you like to see Nick Blakey up forward a bit more?
That's something different. We had Riley Bice that was one of our subs. We used James to run with Kelly, so that meant Angus had a little bit less time on ball. And Nick can actually provide something different. I think that's what he's done for us. He did it against the Gold Coast when we played him early in the year. He has genuine speed. He started there as a junior, and I think his ability the last couple of weeks to intercept behind the ball is important for us, but also his ability, if we do need to swing him there, he understands what he's doing.
Dean, what have you learned about yourself as a coach from the start of the year to now, or even when you took over? Because it wasn't like you took over at the end of the season last year, it was a few months after.
I've learnt a hell of a lot. I think every day you're learning. I think from week to week, the demands of senior coaching, understanding of players, messaging you need from quarter to quarter. He's always evolving, and I'm just really fortunate. I have some really strong people around me that can guide and help. I've got an ex-senior coach in Leon that can give me advice, or have I thought of this? Would I do this? Which I'm really grateful for, and I'll reflect now, firstly on the players before we can worry about the team, and then what I've learnt from the year.
And that spray that you gave at quarter time, is that the biggest you've given this year?
I'm not sure. One thing I don't want to do is always continually do that to players. And at times, that's just decisions you make with the expectation that we put on ourselves. And at times, when I played, I was a part of, on the end of some of them as well, and it wasn't personal, it was collective towards the group and areas we need to improve on.
Dean, is it tough to see West Coast, they've just, from a playing point of view, spent so much time at the club and they've just produced their worst season in the club? Is it tough as a past player to see that?
I think one thing you always look at is, I've got such fond memories of my time at West Coast, and always will have. I spent so long here. You want to see every team doing as well as they possibly can, and ones that you played for. But they'll work through it. I know they will. They've done it before, and they'll continue to do it. So, that's probably the romantic part of me with the history that I've had here. But also, I realise we've got a lot of work to do as well as a footy club. So, my attention goes solely to that.